Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to Do Daily. Des here. Who's ready for some Tuesday training? Of course, Tuesdays are all about encouraging the Do Running City Slickers solidarity session. So hopefully you got out yesterday on your own, or perhaps with one or two others. But if you didn't, today what we look to do is create some community activity, something you can get involved in and feel connected to others, like-minded people, friends, people you don't even know, just those who share the same kind of interests and activities, to try and get that little bit more from it. The situation is still difficult, despite the fact right now there's lots of positives to work off, isn't there? The lessening of restrictions yesterday, I mentioned locally, lots of the pubs reopened. You can see over their beer gardens as you're walking by. They really there was a real nice vibe about sort of the Trentbridge area where I'm based. So that was really positive. Today kind of moved down a level again in terms of opening up the vaccine to the over 45s. So that's really positive as well. I know personally, having been lucky to have the vaccine already, both, it gives you a real sort of sense of positivity, sense of excitement that we're getting back to where we need to be. And that's really, really important, isn't it? Going back to the solidarity session, yesterday I was talking about choices, and that's all Do Daily, Do Running and the activities we offer are all about. Whilst it starts today in terms of getting involved in something we can do virtually, but together, it's not the same. It's not the same as meeting up in person, but there are virtual events out there, so why can't we have our own virtual activity each week at the same time? Something people can be accountable to, know that it's there and available, and that other people will be doing the same or similar kind of things. And when you see that, it can just be the inspiration, the motivation to get out there and just do it. That's kind of, it is the motto we stand by, isn't it? Just doing it. And that's all we'll be doing. We'll be getting out there, doing the things we love. Hopefully, like I say, motivating, inspiring others, and sometimes using it just to give herself a kick up the backside, to get herself going. Whilst it's fantastic to see and share in all those successes, we just need to sort of keep tackling this situation with all that positivity. I think we're getting used to the fact now that sometimes it just plateaus a little bit, doesn't it? That's probably the best word to describe it. It just sort of flattens off, when we start feeling it again. What we're looking to do here by sort of asking people to get involved in something where they can share what they're doing, where they can look on at what others are doing. All we're trying to do is just not get so low when the times are tough, because those times have happened. I'm sure they're going to happen again. So plenty of sort of encouragement, plenty of excitement about what we're doing, chance to get out there and do it. Of course, we ask everybody to stick on a yellow t-shirt wherever you are. Even if you don't feel you're fully into the solidarity session, somebody, particularly locally, again, I'll reiterate, this is something people can take part from absolutely anywhere. But if you've got that yellow t-shirt on, it's almost like somebody might see and think they're doing what I'm doing, and that's fantastic, isn't it? When it has been strict lockdown around the River Trent, a lot of the guys I've bumped into, you can see them come in because they stand out a mile, and it just feels great. It's always great to run or walk past somebody, gives you that extra little bit of motivation to keep going, to keep smiling, to keep doing what you're doing, and make the absolute most of it. And that's all the solidarity session's about, guys. But like I touched on yesterday, it's all about choice. It's all about whether you want to take part, or not. If you choose to do these things, if you choose to get involved, I can assure you, you'll get lots from it. Some of these things that I do nowadays, that I encourage, I spoke about the difference in sort of rushing to the pub and not rushing to the pub and doing the things I have to do in the meantime, and why I've made that decision. There was a time when I wouldn't have made those decisions, and I'd just gone full steam ahead and got into some things that I don't choose to do these days. So it's important to remember all the reasons, all the sort of benefits I get from sort of pushing on, trying to do new things. Do you know, yesterday I spoke about my own personal feelings. You know, I've got a lot going on, a lot of worries and concerns, but even with that, you know, when I get out there and get my activity in, when I see other people achieving, being successful, it puts a real spring in my step, particularly if they're people I know or people I can connect with. It puts a real spring in my step and gives me lots of encouragement to keep pushing on. It's definitely something I've been doing today, and whilst all those things remain the same, you know, just feeling a little bit more positive about certain other things, about my own sort of situation with my injury. You know, whilst it's not recovered, you know, I'm realising the benefits of having a little bit of a rest. I'll be out there getting a walk in, so I won't be slacking off. I'll still be part of the solidarity session. I have been for 52 weeks so far, and it's done so much to get me back running. You know, after my illness pre-COVID, it's got me back into running, so I realise the importance, and that's what I'm saying. I've got to make this choice to keep at it. Even though I can't run right now, I've got to make a choice to keep going at it, because it's done so much for me in the last year. I've got all the benefits I try and put across, try and explain to others. So why would I stop now? Do you know, it'd be quite easy to go and sit in a pub and have a pint and look in on what everyone else is doing. But that's not me now, is it? That's not what I want to do. And that had just put me in a position where I really start feeling sorry for myself, because I'd feel like I couldn't be involved, I couldn't do the activities I want. But there's always a way, isn't there? I'm not saying you need to push yourself when you're not well or injured, or, you know, and things aren't possible. But if you want to do something, if you choose to do it, you know, there's always a way of being involved. And that's all we look to do through Do Daily, is just keep that connection going. Tuesdays are a fantastic example of that. We ask the guys to post in pictures, you know, tag us in. All the links are at the end of the video. If that doesn't happen, you know, just being safe in the knowledge that people get something from it. People always message and say, thanks for encouraging that, you know, the sessions really work. Some of the guys in particular that have used it to really get back into things, really get on top of things, you know. And I'm just seeing again, with the positivity, with those other options, you know, yesterday the activity within the Do Running community was absolutely fantastic. You know, we've been doing the steps challenge, and whilst I'm not going to say too much about it, what a start to the week. You know, it was the most steps completed within the challenge, within all the guys taking part, you know, and that's fantastic, isn't it? Because I'm always talking about getting the week off to a flyer. Be really interesting to see over the rest of the week whether that transmits into activity levels compared to the week gone by. Do you know, that'll be a good measure for me. But for those taking part, absolutely fantastic if you can get that little bit more out of it just by getting involved in that, by getting involved in this, by taking part in something as a team, you know, knowing you've done something epic on your own or in your smaller groups even, you know, maybe with 1 or 2 pints as well. You know, it'll keep you making those good decisions, and it'll keep you really at it. With a Wednesday workout tomorrow and encouragement to take part in that, you know, we'll look to build on this. We'll look to keep going. And then it's Thursday thoughts, of course. Keep posting your questions. I'm prepared to answer absolutely anything, even if it makes me feel uncomfortable. You know, whatever you want to ask. Got nothing to hide, no secrets. You know, I've said it all before, you know, and I'll keep reminding people that it's not perfect right now. It's never perfect, is it? So the pandemic can be an excuse sometimes. You know, we've just got to keep pushing on, experiencing whatever's thrown at us, you know, dealing with the experience what's thrown at us, and keep doing our best by getting involved in this activity. You know, it's absolutely fantastic. What people did yesterday really picked me up, you know, really sort of made me determined to keep pushing on, keep doing the things I do. I've had a really busy day, really positive in many different ways, you know, through work or through meetings, or the fact even tonight I've got some treatment for my leg, which I'm really looking forward to. You know, just little things. This is what we need to work off, isn't it? You know, it's so important to try and make the absolute most. And like I say, whilst most it doesn't solve anything right now in terms of some of the worries I've got. You know, it gives me an opportunity to try my best to be absolutely positive and full of things as I can be, you know, and that's the important thing, guys. It's we're getting into the crux of a new week. I always talk about sort of as the week goes on, we can get bogged down with life and difficulties. So let's not let it. Let's get involved in this solidarity session, get those pictures posted, get those yellow t-shirts on, get that Do Running playlist on, check that out on Spotify. Absolutely brilliant. You know, it might just inspire you to do an extra few steps, an extra few miles, an extra 10 minutes on the workout mat, whatever you can. You know, it'd be great if you can get involved. Until tomorrow, not a strong message today, just a bit of a few thoughts and encouragement to get you going. You know, let's keep that good work from the start of the week up. Let's give it a real go. Just doing it.